Before I bring on my guest, it's time for a day in the life of Hillary Clinton. 7 o'clock. Wake up. Walk into mock Oval Office to drink coffee and read morning briefs prepared by staff. 8 o'clock. Breakfast with Angela Merkel impersonator. 9 o'clock. Drill time. Huma Abedin provides me with a random crisis scenario. After considering its scope and implications, proceed to White House press briefing room replica to give improvised speech on how I will handle Yemeni attack on American merchant marines. Field questions from interns representing various press outlets. Mindy, the worst intern, is Fox. Do not acknowledge Mindy. 9:45. Notice Bill coming into house wearing yesterday's clothes. Did you sleep at the office again? Yes. Yes, he did. Yes. 10 o'clock. Go back to mock Oval Office to answer red phone. Talk to Putin impersonator for 30 minutes about nuclear proliferation treaty. 11 o'clock. Practice smiling. 11:30. Call astronauts to congratulate them on their historic mission to the International Space Station and to thank them for their service to the American people, and beyond that, to mankind itself. When astronauts claim they are busy and try to get out of the phone conversation, tell them, hold on, just one more thing. And then plot out my 8-point plan to rejuvenate NASA for the 21st century called Star-Spangled Frontier Initiative. 12 o'clock. Luncheon with Justin Trudeau impersonator. 1 o'clock. Call Judge Merrick Garland to inform him that, if elected president, I would have chosen him to replace Justice Scalia. After he thanks me, why don't we run through that conversation as it would have been, with me as president and you thanking me, as the president, for nominating you to the Supreme Court. 1:30. Ask legal team at the Clinton Foundation to look at the Constitution again to see if there are time limits on when you can do a recount. Like, even though it would be kind of weird, could you conceivably do a recount a year before the next election? Is that a thing? I feel like maybe that happened with Grover Cleveland. Go ahead and look into that. 1:45. Hold Joint Chiefs of Staff meeting simulation with interns acting as various military heads. Mindy has to be the Coast Guard. 2:30. Call random numbers in Wisconsin and scream into the receiver before slamming the phone down. 3 o'clock. Meet Bill's new 23-year-old social media coordinator, a former cheerleader from the University of Tampa, and Bill's new chief researcher, her twin. 3:30. Call Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador and offer to meet with him as acting American president so that he can avoid talking to that other guy, just as a courtesy to him and the great people of Mexico. 4:30. Take a little me time by painting. Really coming along as a painter. First painting I made of the White House was flat and uninspiring, but the 456th painting of the White House, though, is quite good. Quite good. 5 o'clock. Call legal team over at the Clinton Foundation. Hypothetically, if someone cashed in a favor to become Undersecretary of Parks at the Department of Labor, how many people would need to die in order for the Undersecretary to get to the top of the line of presidential succession? More or less than 40 people, hypothetically. 5:30. Summon interns for mock State of the Union address. Mindy, who is supposed to be a Supreme Court justice, forgot to bring her judicial robe to work today. Call in Secret Service and cooking staff to watch as I yell at Mindy for 30 minutes for her contemptible idiocy. Incompetence is not tolerated in this administration. Everyone got that? 5:15. Dinner with Chelsea and the grandkids. 6:30. Swing by the dungeon to feed and water Jill Stein. 6:45. Have a nice glass of rosé while watching old campaign videos. 7:30. Ask Mindy why she's at the office this late. Mindy is apparently working on a project with Bill and his social media coordinator and chief researcher. 8 o'clock. Call random numbers in Michigan and scream, "Are you happy? Are you happy now?" 9 o'clock. Head to bed. Stare at ceiling, covered with pictures of the 2017 inauguration. Stare and stare. 11 o'clock. Sleep.